I was going through my emails and I got this email. Hey Glenn, I really like your courses. I want to take more, but I just don't have the time. And I'm going to share to you what I shared with this person. Now to the video. I was going through it, and essentially when you say you don't have time, what you're really saying is whatever this thing is not that important to you. Learn to speak accurately and intelligently about what you're doing, because, oh, I don't have time. Oh, if I had... We live in a culture of namby-pambyism. Instead of saying, look, I don't want that shit. Well, I don't have the time, or, well, I got busy. No, you were not that interested. It wasn't that important to you. And what I'm saying, because when people tell me that stuff, I always insert the true reason into the deal. Like, I always tell chicks, it's either a yes or a no. And they say, well, no, maybe it's a no. It's either yes or no. And it's like, why are you really that way? Because, all right, first of all, just for you fellas that know, there's no maybe or, well, we'll see if she's really interested. So if maybe is a no, just know that. And with this whole namby-pambyism, people start to sell themselves short, because if you continue to lie to other people, you will continue to lie to yourself. This is what happens. Anything that enters your mental environment and is pretty prevalent, you start to take that on. That starts to be your thing. That starts to be the dominant theme of who you are. And if you're always saying stuff like, I don't have the time, well, I'll get around to it, and you never do, you create an environment of flakiness. And I want you to ask yourself this question. How often do you complete the task that you start? And if the answer is maybe 50% of the time, or worse, you're a flaky person. You're putting yourself in situations that you shouldn't be in. And understand, like, if you're not taking my courses or it's too much, that's cool. I mean, you're just saying that, hey, I have things in my life with a higher priority, which is an intelligent decision to make. But I don't have enough time. You're lying to yourself. And you're creating, like I said, a flaky environment, an environment of mediocrity, because you have to make hard decisions. You have to say, look, this isn't something that I'm going to invest me in, or I'm going to invest my life in, or I'm going to spend a great deal of time on. Because I've said it many, many times, and I've said it in many, many different videos. Get rid of the television. Cut your television watching time by 90%, and you will improve your life. I'm serious. Because the average person watches 4 to 5 hours of television a day. 4 to 5. On top of your job, on top of your child rearing duties, on top of going to school. A lot of people get in 4 to 5. Some people get in more. Watching television. Talking about people that you don't know. Doing these things that really don't put any money in your pocket. And go back to 5 hours a day. And it goes up on weekends. That's about, say, 30, 35 hours a week. 70 hours a month. Whoa, I'm sorry. I am wrong. Over 100 hours a month watching television. 100 hours a month entertaining yourself. If you are broke, you're living in really bad circumstances, you don't have enough money to pay your bills, you can ill afford to spend 100 and something hours entertaining yourself. You truly don't have the time to watch television, but to the core part of this video, you make the time. It's not a question of I don't have enough time or why you don't. It's a question of priorities. Because you make the time. I've seen this so many times. People that are damn near indigent, but they have a television, they have PlayStation 2, got cable, playing internet games, and they wonder why they're broke. You would make more money if you cut your television time by 90% and start reading a book a week. That simple act will activate more forces in your life to make money than you could believe. And it's extremely cost efficient. If you can't afford to buy the books, you can go to the library or Goodwill. Go to the library, get them free. Go to Goodwill, pay $1 to $3 for it. I mean, so it's not even a serious cost containment issue. It is once again, a priority issue. What are your priorities? So next time you're saying, I don't have enough time, slap yourself and say, okay, this isn't really, or the deal is, this isn't really worth my time, or I don't see the value of my time invested in this. And when you start speaking to yourself like that, you'll start speaking to other people. Because many people do the Jedi mind trick to themselves. Like, well, I don't have enough time. Where'd the time go? The day just slipped by. Understand. If you are stacking up, you have 3 or 4 businesses, or you're doing eBay, Amazon, all these things, shipping, and you're being serious, you'll find out you don't have a lot of free time to just jack off. You just don't. Some people are working 7 days a week, and you keep that up, you're going to get where you want to go. You're going to get those things that you want. You're going to build that business that you know you can build. But this whole issue of, if you don't have enough time, or you say that, you really haven't said what is really, really important to you. You got to think about that. What's really, really important to you? I mean, seriously, what is the most important thing? What is the most pressing thing that you have to do this year? What's the most pressing thing that you have to do this month? What's the most pressing thing you have to do this week? What's the most pressing thing you have to do today? If you don't know the answer to those questions, once again, your issue is not a lack of time, it's a lack of direction, a lack of priority, a lack of thought. That's your issue. It's not a time issue. It's a thinking issue. It's a ranking issue. It's saying that this is absolutely more important than anything else. I think this is one of the reasons that people love the family excuse. I have seen people quickly make a decision. Oh, well, family's in time, I can't do it. Just bam. And I've seen people use that same family excuse when family weren't coming in town. So it's very powerful. It's a very powerful excuse. Very, very powerful. But it illustrates that when you have ranked something and given it priority, how easy it is for you to make a decision and to act upon that decision. Very, very easy. Extremely easy. But when you haven't said, hey, I need to invest my energy, my time, my assets here, you're just kind of all over the place. So if you find yourself running out of time, you should really say, what's most important? You should ask yourself that question frequently. What's most important? I'm an internet marketer, and there's a great deal of information on the internet, and I had to learn how to boil down who I listen to, where I get my information from, because there's so much information. And I have a system. I will go like this, because one of the things is, a Facebook page, and at some point I am going to make the time to devote myself to it. But right now, I have other things that come before it. Notice that whole statement. It wasn't like, I don't have enough time. No. I got other stuff that I must do that is of a higher priority than my Facebook page right now. But I do look at information because there's so many people out there saying how to trick out your Facebook page, how to make it better. And I just pulled away from that because I want to sit down and digest it because, like I said, I have other stuff that I'm working on that has more priority, a higher rank, a higher calling. So essentially, at one point, I'm going to probably do a webinar on how I do that because last night I had a great webinar on how to develop courage. People liked it. I was asked to actually continue that series, so I'm going to do it and just need some more time to put it out. But you have to come up with systems and processes to guide your life, because absolute freedom to do what you want, how you want, when you want is nice, but it's a facade. It's a facade. Even people who are retired have a certain order of how they spend their time. And if you notice, the most happy, productive people who are retired have something to do, somewhere to be, show up to do something. It's important. This whole facade of just sitting on your ass doing nothing. Most people who are productive, thinking, have some sense of value of themselves, that's the last thing they want to do. Just sit on their ass and do nothing. That's just not who they are. That's just not. They're going to do something, even in retirement. So let that notion go, because when you've done a lot of work, when you have put in the time, when you have really, really worked hard, when you take a day off, you take a vacation, it is so much sweeter. It is so much sweeter. I'm going to give you a little test to conduct. Take your favorite dessert, right? Don't eat it for 2 months. Or actually, throw everything out. Take your favorite dessert out. If you like pizza, take pizza out, lasagna, and just eat a really balanced, bland diet for a month or two. Then go ahead and take your favorite dessert or pizza, whatever, and notice how much better it tastes. You'll be like, whoa, your mouth will be watering. Because the thing is, as you continue to give yourself stuff that you want that is of pleasure, it loses its pleasure power because you're doing it all the time. And when I say, all the time, like you're eating the pizza every day, or you're, once a week you should be good, something like that. But deny yourself. Then do it. I'm telling you, when you are humping, when you're putting out and you take a day off, it feels so good because you, on some levels, depending upon how you are geared, you may feel that you deserve it, or you may take it as a day to really recharge. But understand, this issue with not having enough time is mostly a lack of direction. That is it. A lack of direction, a lack of planning, and a lack of thought. So next time you're saying those words, I don't have enough time, ask yourself this question. Do I have enough priorities? Think about it. All right, this is Glendon, and I will see you on the good side.